This episode of the Zuloo Podcast is sponsored by Zuloo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at zuloo.com.
You can imagine the round pole of a bamboo shoot and you put it in between your butt like a hot dog and you just kind of spin it around. So it kind of gets all the gunk out of there, and then you can just clean it off. You wipe it off, and then you can have a little
that's a good concept.
Bamboo shoot holder.
gun shelf next to the toilet. They stack them all in, and they have different sizes depending on the people.
This is why you have no money.
Why is this?
Welcome to the Zuloo Podcast, where we talk all things poop, toilets, and sanitation. Through insightful news, impact stories, and quirky humor, we aim to discuss and highlight the critical role toilets play in whisking poop out of our lives, the impact toilets have, or lack thereof, in the health and wellness of humanity, and what Zuloo is doing to help solve the current global sanitation crisis.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode. Super happy to have you along on another great adventure of the Zuloo Podcast.
Another one.
Boom. Welcome back.
Yeah, another
week.
one. Can you believe it?
I can't.
I can.
How long have we been doing this now?
I don't know, but not long enough.
Not long enough.
For some of our listeners,
Just getting started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're still with us.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Well, we've got a great lineup today. Some more Zuloo recipient stories, but this time from Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Our Puerto Rico project. And remind me, was that 2019 or 2020?
That was 2020 because 2020 we couldn't go anywhere.
That's right.
If you don't remember.
Yeah, I've kind of blocked that year out.
A lot of people can't remember 2020, but we just couldn't go anywhere, like literally.
Wow.
Like whole.
So we doing
no airplanes, no nothing. Just like shut everything down. So
let's do a recap.
So the only place we could go is Puerto Rico.
I don't know. I live in Utah, so I feel like I didn't experience the pandemic at all.
Actually, we were in Puerto Rico and we escaped
to Utah.
We escaped the totalitarian lockdown back to Utah, and we're like, "Holy cow, it's like America."
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, it is
Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Technically.
Oh wait.
Technically, not technically.
I got confused.
Yeah, we stole it from the Spanish in 1898.
I thought you were talking about when you came back to Utah. Like, it feels like America, and I was like, I mean, well, it's like it isn't.
Well, we are.
I was confused. That's what threw me off.
That's true. Technically, Utah is no.
No, but people get Puerto Rico and Costa Rica mixed up all the time. So Darren says, we've gone to Puerto Rico, and people are like, oh, they're thinking Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Wow, how exotic, a different country. But
I mean,
Puerto Rico,
they have their own Olympic team. But they're U.S. territory. It's complicated. All of it's complicated.
It's a fun
but
situation.
I'm excited to hear that story. It was fun.
A good project.
Fun building toilets in Puerto Rico 2020.
Almost 2 years ago.
I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that.
But first, snap poll.
I got a snap poll.
Snap polls have returned.
Snap poll. Okay, so today's snap poll is, I don't know, you guys are like, your generation's like environmentally conscious. Sustainability, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
this sweater's thrifted. I bought it secondhand. Okay. I'm very excited about it.
It's thrifted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really into, conserving the earth, all that. Right. But when it comes to toilet paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is your preference? Do you care more about the earth? Are you going bamboo with your toilet paper? Or are you
doing Charmin Extra Lush?
Or double ply?
Or are you, in a lot of bamboo, it's like a single ply.
Yeah. It's sturdy stuff.
It's sturdy stuff. You could write on it, you could.
Classic.
But it's bamboo, right?
We could unroll one of these and show you how sturdy it is.
Now these are not bamboo.
Oh, I thought these were.
These are.
No, these are totally bamboo.
No, you're right. These are bamboo.
These are Who Gives a Crap,
okay.
which is bamboo.
They do have a version that I bought a year ago or 2 years ago that it was repurposed paper, like recycled paper. Like 60, 70% post-consumer content.
Wow.
And it was rough. Let me tell you, it was rough.
It's like
It was a cool wrapping like this, but then it was like, that was about it. And then I think this is bamboo, but it's less,
sharp,
Sandpapery.
less sandpapery.
it's less textured.
But it does, bamboo sometimes does, sometimes it actually costs a little more
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
bamboo,
it does.
right? And it doesn't feel as good as your fluffy Charmin teddy bear toilet paper. So what do you, I'm just snap poll. What do you guys, what's your preference? We won't hold it against you if you would you rather buy like a really nice, 2-ply, 3-ply comfortable toilet paper? Or do you grin and bear it, and go bamboo?
See,
What do you,
I was thinking, says a snap poll, and I was imagining that whole speech you gave was the whole question itself, like on Twitter, like this huge long like prologue to a book, and then at the end it's like, so what do you prefer? So that's all I was imagining.
that was a warm up.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Just give you some context, and then you.
This is a leading question because see, you're asking me.
No, a leading question is, Kelsey, isn't it true that you prefer nice fluffy toilet paper, and you could care less? You can care less about the planet.
Boom.
As long as your bum is nice and
yeah, Kelsey,
nice and
get with it.
Yeah, but see, you've led me with the environmentally conscious, and so of course I want to say bamboo. However, I'm thinking about my super tight budget and Quinn's super tight budget, and I'm thinking,
and your bum as well, right?
Also,
you're thinking
so
I didn't even know bamboo was an option.
Okay,
I didn't know.
We've educated you today.
Yeah,
Darren has educated you.
I didn't know I could get out there and use bamboo. I was just
don't use a
stick of bamboo.
Well, why not? I feel like that's reusable.
I know, but you might not survive it.
Take it with you.
No,
wash
because
it
it's
off.
like the round part, and it's just you can kind of that would your butt could clamp around that, spin it around a couple times, wash it off. I feel like that could be the solution.
Yeah, well, the Romans used to do it that way.
Yeah, just like a little, what did they roll the dough out with on for?
A rolling pin?
Rolling pin. Yeah. So that's kind of what they
bake.
did.
You were asking me before this what I do. I bake.
You bake? Oh yeah.
That was another hobby she has: baking, hiking, skiing.
This was another snap
and
poll we were
raising
having.
little baby.
Sorry, I diverted us. Yeah. So bamboo.
Bamboo.
This is another business idea of yours.
Yeah. Just the put that in your butt and just kind of, and then you're good.
You're starting a fire.
Yeah. Because it's like
it's
rolling around in there, and then you clean it off. And
are people listening to this not watching it or not knowing what the heck you're doing? You're like, what? You do this and you do that, and then you're done.
Well, I think they can imagine the round pole of a bamboo shoot, and you put it in between your butt like a hot dog, and you just kind of spin it around. So it kind of gets all the gunk out of there, and then you just you can just clean it off. You wipe it off, and then you can have a little
that's a good concept.
Little
bamboo shoot
gun shelf next to the toilet. They stack them all in, and they have different sizes depending on.
This is why you have no money.
Why is this?
Because it's another bad.
What about
another bad idea?
What about this is not rock solid and ready to take off in American markets?
Quinn cares so much about planet Earth. He wants reusable toilet paper.
I'm sure we're going to get lots of calls after this episode from a lot of VCs.
Supporting,
going to be calling us. Hey, we got to give this guy money.
Peter Thiel's calling.
Okay.
Yeah. He runs a venture capital firm.
Okay. Thanks for educating.
I only know his name because of the film The Social Network, which you haven't seen. I assume.
I have seen The Social Network. I know.
Yeah, he actually stepped down from the board the other day.
Was that because of his? No. Oh, recently. Okay.
Yeah, just a few last week. Just said
he's out of there. Wow,
they're stepping away.
They're done. Did you know that?
After being there for
was that the older guy in the Never mind.
It's very specific.
Never mind.
So we were having some snap polls before we started recording about.
I'm saying if somebody else is buying my toilet paper on a regular basis, I'm going bamboo.
You're going bamboo.
My kind of bamboo?
No, sorry, I'm gonna pass. Not going to invest today
Sorry, you don't
on
like to
Kelsey's
say
Shark
like,
episode of
save
Shark
the earth.
Tank.
You
So
don't-
if they're like,
I don't truly care. That's
so if they're both
better.
equally priced, then you go with bamboo, right? Even though it may be less comfortable than a Charmin ultra fluffy.
Yeah,
or a
Okay.
Walmart Great Value.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
So you're just saying,
but that's just me, Quinn.
yeah.
What say you?
I
You'd vote for
definitely
yourself. Your bamboo
told
shoe.
you- answer.
you're growing your own bamboo in your backyard.
Yeah.
You're just using that. That's
yeah,
like,
I'm the most eco-friendly.
that's like super
here.
sustainable, but bamboo doesn't grow where you live. So
You won't know.
Yeah.
I can make my own. I'm terraforming my apartment right now. So
Oh, okay.
It's
You're growing
humid
in
in
there.
there.
you're growing in the basement
Yeah, it's
with a bunch of lights.
yeah. I have a picture of a panda on the wall, so it'll know to grow.
But
Darren,
yeah.
what do you choose?
Yeah,
Yeah, my wife is a Charmin fan.
Charmin
the,
Queen.
The fluffier, the better. But she does like this though.
But that's your wife. That's not you.
Oh, me. Well,
yeah.
I use anything. I've used just about
Screwdriver.
everything.
Huh.
And actually, I use
For-
actually because I have a bidet, I don't really use a lot of toilet paper,
Right.
and so it doesn't matter. I
Okay,
mean, I
so-
could use a newspaper.
This is my question for you because for our listeners who don't know, you are Scout Master.
Whoa.
I don't. You just are
I am.
Master Scout, right? You love
okay.
scouting. You're not a Scout Master currently.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have been though.
I used to be a Scoutmaster.
That
yeah,
was
but
back in the
I
day.
mean to say that you love the Boy Scouts of America. You've done a lot of
Yeah.
scouting things, so you're on a scout
that was
trip,
the
right?
longest way of saying
Is this a leading question?
I'm
Yeah.
not a Boy
Yeah.
Scout. I don't know.
You
This
said
sounds like
you're
a leading
You're a
question.
master scout. Like I was like, oh, he is, and then you're like, no, actually, you're not. But like, you also that was the most long way to say
Isn't it?
Sorry.
that you just like being a scout and going camping. Is that what you're trying to get to?
So
Camping. Do you like camping?
I'm asking. I can't keep it together. Hold on.
How do you take a dump in the woods? Is what she means.
okay, yeah.
I'm
So
asking
that's a great question.
what you use when you go. Do you bring toilet paper?
Oh,
you,
yeah.
You said you've used just about anything, so I'm
Yeah, I've
picturing
used-
in
I've used-
our
I've
local
used-
Utah climate, a
I've
little
used-
bit of lamb's ear,
Yeah, I've used sand.
which is a plant.
Yeah, I've used lamb's ear. I've used sand.
Sand is good.
I've used
You've used sand,
sand.
like a handful of
a
sand.
handful of
Just
sand.
blast it. Yeah. I know your son has used one of his socks while we were in Moab.
Yeah. Use socks. The handkerchief the scouts use. I've used
Ooh.
that.
The arrow of light.
No. That
No.
would be
What is the arrow of
It's
light?
an award
Yeah,
you
the
get.
award.
It's just a
Well, you
clear
couldn't-
arrow.
you couldn't really use that.
Yeah, it's reusable.
It's a little
Oh, my brother had like a full blown arrow.
oh, well, that's the order of the arrow.
That's where you're getting your
Oh.
bamboo.
And so
idea
I think if
from.
you use the order of the arrow sash,
That
they would kill you.
they would.
No, because it's like like inside of Boy Scouts, you've got scouting, but then you have the order of the arrow. It's like kind of not a secret, but it is secret. It's like a secret society inside Boy Scouting. Right?
Oh,
We really can't talk about it. you know?
well.
I never got voted in.
mhm.
You got to get voted in by our producer.
Mhm.
He's the order of the arrow guy. You want to come on and talk about? No, you can't even. You can't even talk about it, right? Because you're sworn to secrecy. You can't talk about
You
it.
know,
The order of the arrow.
Order the arrow.
Order
You get-
of the
so you see, they have an arrow on their sash, and it's like this white long sash. And I can see how it'd be tempting
It's very
in an
tempting.
emergency,
Yeah.
to use it as toilet paper. But I think you would.
Wait,
I think they would kick you out.
Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
look
you-
up a
you know
picture
what?
of this.
They would kick you out if you used it, unless it was a true emergency. Or if you used it for a tourniquet, probably okay. But just using it as random toilet paper, unless that was
Mhm.
no, I think they would kick you out for that
Well, you know what?
This is it.
because it's kind of a
This is it.
yeah.
You've seen it.
I don't even
Your
know.
brother. You said your brother has it.
I don't even know. I haven't seen that actually.
Yeah.
That looks like
that's-
Cupid's arrow.
I would
Yeah, so
use
that's an
that.
order of the
I'd use
arrow,
that.
It's a sash
I'd
that
use
goes
that.
across here. Anyway,
I'd use that in a heartbeat. I don't. Let them come. The Boy
yeah,
Scouts
well,
of
that's why.
America.
That's why you never got voted in because
Well, they have-
you're
They
you're
have
not.
bigger issues right now than that. Yeah. So
Look at this.
Anyway, so to
I'll show
answer
that to you.
to answer your question,
Yeah.
I've used a lot of different things, and so
Sand.
yeah, sand is actually pretty good for cleaning.
yeah, It's just,
you want to jump.
Have you used sand too?
You want to use.
It's been there before.
You want to jump in the. Hopefully, there's a river close by afterward, because then you don't want to crawl in your sleeping bag with
hiking miles with sand.
Oh
yeah,
in your crack.
Yeah,
You've been there?
Oh yeah, it's fun when it feels like there's like it feels like there's like a crust cracking whenever you're kind of squatting down. I've had a lot of fun with that in my scouting
Well, you're an
career.
Eagle Scout, man.
Yeah,
You could speak to this.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah, I actually didn't know that you were an Eagle Scout, but I knew that you had
I
done
have
scouting.
physical proof on me.
You have your Eagle Scout card on you?
I always have my Eagle Scout card on me because I don't even know why they gave it to me.
Well, because you earned it, man.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Eagles.
It's beautiful.
It's got the President of the United States, Barack Obama, on there.
Oh yeah. Obama's
Saint
right
famous.
there. That's like, look at that.
Thank
and then
you,
also my
President
health
Obama.
insurance. So there
And
we go.
health insurance.
Yeah.
You are a responsible citizen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fun.
Thank you. My
Even
mom,
if you have reckless toilet paper ideals.
you know what though? It's all about just like trying to innovate and knowing what pop culture is.
Yeah.
That's also one of the merit badges.
Pop culture merit badge?
Is name 3 bands and you get a merit badge. So I don't think you'd even get that.
Like 3 current popular bands.
Tell me.
Well,
She's a merit badge on the line.
You can.
Merit badge on the line.
Yeah.
She would have been an awesome Boy Scout, because now you can, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, it's all merged.
I can join Scouts.
But you would have been an
America.
awesome scout.
Thanks.
Because you're outdoors. You love, she would have got skiing merit badge, hiking,
Yeah.
scuba, all that stuff.
Fire safety,
Archery. There's an archery badge, right?
Archery,
environmental science.
environmental science. You get
I got my shotgun merit badge. That was pretty wild.
Is that legit or are you teasing me?
No, I have a shotgun.
shotgun shooting
I have a
merit
shotgun merit badge. I was like one of the best ones there.
Wow. Nice job.
Yeah, and
Congratulations.
I was a real nuisance at scout camp. I was a problem. Everyone knew who I was.
Somehow
Was I
that
ever your
feels real to me.
scoutmaster?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, we had my ward, my scout group. It was bad, but it was fun. Well, Kelsey, what would you do if you were in the woods
If I were in the woods,
and you had to just let it go?
lamb's ear.
What if that's not around? Like imagine it's just wood chips and pine needles. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I go with some sort of deciduous leaf that's around?
You know what?
Do you know what deciduous is, Quinn?
Yeah.
Throwing the sass back at you.
Whoa,
Eagle.
the sass. I was confused. I think you're just like trying to say another word, but
No.
It really depends on your diet, what you ate at the campfire.
Right.
A few hours earlier.
chili.
Right? Sometimes you don't. I mean, it's like maybe you just like one lamb's ear, one little handful of sand is good to go.
Yeah.
But other times it's like
It's dark.
You know what? I'm
it's a bunch of
thinking
junk,
back into the
Your ether, your
my
mind.
youth when I
you
did
went
a
to
lot
girls'
of
camp, right? Girls' camp.
Yeah, girls' camp is bougie though. We've got bathrooms.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
but I mean, I could tell you girls' camp stories, bathroom girls' camps, but
Well,
being in the outdoors with my family, we always ate. My dad is into like backpacking. And so you pack light. There's no cast iron skillet that you take with you. There's no pots and pans. Like we did freeze dried meals.
Oh yeah.
Those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're meant to plug you up. You're not pooping anytime.
Is that what it says in the box?
I wouldn't be
This
surprised if
plug
it did.
that way
Plug
by
you up.
design.
Even the chili mac, which is going to destroy you in
Yeah.
any other situation.
Not today.
Doesn't.
No.
Yeah. Specially engineered. So
Wow.
that's what and then oatmeal was always for breakfast, which also just, I think.
Sounds like you were just kind of like a boxcar child. You were just abandoned. And it almost sounds like this isn't a dad at all. This is like it was like a book you guys read and you
The
called it
boxcar children always
father.
made me really sad to read.
Oh, I can't imagine why it'd make you sad. It's about orphaned kids. I don't know what about that's sad to you. But you know what sounded great in the Boxcar Children is when they would eat bread and milk.
Yeah.
The way they described it, I was like, this sounds amazing. And I didn't even like milk. So
I don't know what Boxcar Children is. That a series?
It's like a children's book.
It's a children's series.
about these kids get stuck on to get abandoned by their parents and they just live on a boxcar on a train.
It's really sad.
That's,
Did we cover the poll? Did we get the answers?
I think we got the answers.
sort of a mixed
You'd
bag.
use either or whatever's available.
I use anything.
You don't care. You have no preference. Whatever cleans it up.
Whatever cleans it up. Yeah, true.
I'm just going to get you, like, for your birthday, because it's coming up in a few months, I'm just going to get you, like, a little jar of sand that you can stick next to your toilet in case of emergencies.
Like
if your bidet breaks.
If the bidet breaks, yeah.
If you run out of toilet paper, which you shouldn't, because I think your wife's stocked up for the next, like, 20 years.
Yeah, she's not a hoarder, but it's close. It's like,
with just toilet paper.
She's getting
as much as Costco will allow, right?
She really, yeah.
Sometimes you guys to go out and come back in again, and
Wow.
Yeah. But then they say, "Oh, you were here earlier. Sorry,
it's a weird.
Come back tomorrow."
But what's in the news? Darren?
Oh yeah, let's talk about news.
Let's do some poo news.
I've got this article here on Well and Good. It's a health and wellness online magazine. They have a lot of good stuff. This is 7 ways. This article is 7 ways to help yourself poop better in the morning, according to a GI doctor.
Okay.
So apparently the morning ideally is the best time to go because it's sort of, but I mean,
empties your tank.
It really
the
could,
day.
You could really, do it anytime. Right. So, so this article is about, so what does it mean first and foremost for a poop session to be a healthy one?
Okay.
Do you have an idea of what makes it?
Well, I've heard of that.
Healthy?
What's that chart again? Is it the Bristol?
Yeah.
Bristol chart?
Yeah, they don't talk about it in this article, but you're right. It says you should be striving for soft bowel movement without straining and a sense of complete evacuation.
How are you supposed to do that?
Not straining. Like if
This
you're having a
article's
strain,
going to tell us.
if you're having a strain, okay,
Yeah.
you're probably not good. If you feel like something's left in there and you haven't got it all the way out, okay,
Yeah.
probably not. So anyway, that would be considered a healthy poop. Do you remember how was your poop this morring, Quinn? Was it healthy? Or have you pooped yet? Have you pooped yet today?
Think about it. I have. I know that this morning, I think I just kind of like stumbled into my bathroom, opened up TikTok, and I just kind of like let it happen. But then sometimes, I'll go to work, start driving, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's just hit this gas station real quick, and I'll go in there because I have no shame.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep letting it fly. But for me, it's more about like when that pressure starts to build, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've never really mapped it out in my head like that, where I'm thinking about like the soft intervals or like what are they saying? Like,
Yeah, it says if you can poop more than once a day, which a lot of people do,
yeah.
and that's normal too, as long as their
That's how I
bowel movement is soft, unstrained, and complete. Right.
complete.
If it becomes abnormal, if you're not going frequently enough, or if you're straining, or and so these are the top. This is a GI doctor, gastrointestinal.
I thought you were talking about a military guy.
No,
These are G.I. Joe's top 7 tips.
Yeah.
a intestinal. I'm not saying it right.
Put some gunpowder
Anyway,
in
GI
the toilet.
doctor. Top 6 or top. I thought this was 7 ways.
Top snap
It's
poles.
just top way.
These are the top ways. So drink water regularly
Okay.
if you're hydrated.
That was pretty wild.
That's kind of an obvious one,
So,
right?
I would have missed that.
But if you're not drinking enough water, oftentimes that'll, is
That
a
tips
cause.
for you soda drinkers out there.
Right.
Mom, if you're listening,
Wow. Someone's judgmental.
I'm just saying she needs to drink more water.
Hey.
She knows it. She knows it.
Every mom in the state of Utah drinks Diet Coke. That's all they drink.
She is a Diet Pepsi.
You know what? Tomato. I like them both.
I do too. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have
Here you are
preference.
judging.
Also, obviously,
So
if you're exposed to a
delicious.
lot of heat, you should drink more water. Or if you drink if you drink coffee or alcohol, you should boost your water intake. Otherwise, you might get plugged up. Right.
Just drink water so far.
Drink water.
The whole list is just drink water. Just
So eat a diet rich in fiber, probiotics, and healthy fat. Okay.
keto.
High in fiber. And also,
Have you ever had what's that?
Whippets.
No.
Oh. Ecstasy?
No, that fiber stuff that you mix into your water.
Fiber.
Benefiber? What is it?
Benadryl?
No, not Benadryl. You know what I'm talking about?
Ibuprofen.
No, all right, we'll move on.
Metamucil.
Metamucil?
That's not even what she's...
It doesn't start with B. Maybe there's like an over-the-counter
Metamucil
one,
is one of the main ones.
I've never had that, but every time I've like seen an infomercial, I think it's gotta taste bad. I'd rather just have a carrot.
That was a great addition to the podcast.
Sorry, it was a tangent.
No, it is. I mean,
I had to know if either of you have had it.
Yeah.
So,
if it tastes bad.
This also has solved another question in my mind because I was like, if Kelsey doesn't listen to music, what does she do? She watches infomercials. Now we know.
Haven't in a long time. But that was my Saturday morning TV with my brother. Yeah. We had a TV like this big in our guest room, and we could never get up early enough for cartoons. So by the time cartoons were over, the only thing left on was
infomercials.
So,
and you guys said, nope, we're here. We're here.
You could learn a lot. You could learn a lot through infomercials.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So diets,
high in fiber.
Also eating fermented foods like kimchi, yogurt.
Kimchi's
that's always helpful, right? Exercise, obviously. Some of these are pretty obvious. Invest in a toilet squat stool, like a squatty potty.
Boom.
Squatty potty.
Raise
Hello
your
Tushy.
feet, right?
Yeah.
Increasing the rectal canal angle.
Boom.
Allows for that bowel
Sounds like your
movement.
parents' toilet. I think that's the purpose of it.
No, I think it is.
You lean forward.
But the way their toilet's set up is
you squat.
Not good.
Medications, right? If some medications have a side effect, so you need to make sure.
Is he endorsing taking certain medications?
He just said medication.
No. He says if you're not having this ideal bowel movement, soft, unstrained, complete evacuation, then maybe it could be a medication too. Because maybe you're doing all the other things, like you're drinking water, you're exercising, but you're still not. Maybe it's some medications you're taking.
Like the word complete.
Because it has some have side effects.
I like the word complete evacuation. Also, as far as
complete evacuation.
As far as medication, pop an Adderall because it will all the gates open within 20 minutes.
Really?
For Adderall gives you that effect.
Insane. It's on a clock.
Kind
the
of
moment
opens
you
you
pop
up
an
at both
Adderall,
ends.
it's boom.
It's like carbs for you, right?
Carbs do destroy me. If I go on jogs, I've told you this, I eat any carbs. And I go on a jog the next morning.
We had Chick-fil-A tonight. How you doing?
We'll see.
We'll see. But so far you're okay.
Well, I'm fine. But then it's the next day where I'm like, what did I do? It's like a hangover. And
good luck tomorrow.
I'm sad.
Sorry.
And then I'm like, I feel bloated. And then I think I'm developing an eating disorder. So that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
It's on your goal.
But anyways,
so what else?
So the other one is maybe your hormones. If you're not pooping well, and maybe you're doing all these other things, water, blah blah blah. Sometimes your hormones are off. It's another thing that causes your poop to not be regular, right? So maybe check that out. It could be a thyroid issue, blah blah blah. And also, like to your point, there's some other supplements. So they mentioned Metamucil, Miralax. I mean, these are just sort of laxatives that may help you out. But anyway, this is the GI doctor. What was his name? Peyton
Manning.
Barucham.
Peyton Manning lives a double life.
Board certified gastroenterologist at the Gastroenterology Institute of Southern California. This is all.
Got him.
Peyton, I think is that a woman's name?
No, Peyton is
Peyton
is a man's name. I think maybe it's a unisex
could be
name.
anyone.
Peyton. I think I've seen girls that are. Here he is. Yeah, he's a guy. He's got a beard.
Well,
but maybe we don't know. We could. Doesn't say his.
We leave him to disclose that to us.
Sexual orientation doesn't say. But anyway, that was the news.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it here first, but you did hear it here again. Drink water, exercise.
Take Adderall.
Yeah.
Those are our tips.
Or talk to your doctor.
We're
not giving you medical advice. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Anyway, but check it out. We'll put a link to this article, and you could check out Dr. Barucham.
Gilago.
Check out his
What he has to say.
his Tinder profile.
It's a tender
Grinder profile, I guess.
Yeah,
Grinder.
we never know.
Now we know what that is.
Could be on one or the other.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
So we got a story, Puerto Rico. That's right. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about
Let's jump into Cesar's story. So we're going to
Cesar.
listen to
Cesar's story.
Yeah, Cesar's story. Cesar, if you speak Spanish. Cesar. We're going to listen to his story and sort of what happened to his home and how he's benefited from a Zuloo toilet. So we'll listen to that.
My name is Cesar. I live in Humacao, Puerto Rico. I am 50 years old, but due to my mental disability, I never finished grade school and I can't hold a job. My family's always been poor. When I was younger, we didn't have a toilet. From a very young age, whenever I had to poo, my siblings and I would walk down to this small group of trees at the bottom of our hill by the river and do our business there together. Before Hurricane Maria destroyed it, I lived in a small wooden house in the foothills of Humacao. It was right in the middle of the hillside. You probably wouldn't have thought much of it if you drove by, but it was everything to me. It gave me independence. It gave me peace. After fleeing to the local school for several days to weather the storm, I came back to see the damage Hurricane Maria had caused. I couldn't find my house. It was gone. When my neighbor recognized me wandering about looking lost, they walked me back to where our homes stood side by side. I then realized there was nothing left. My home, my life, had just been blown away. I never found anything I had owned ever again. Everything was gone. Even in the hardest of times, it was amazing to see how much support the local community gave me. Some of my relatives are nearby and donated some cement and bricks to help me rebuild my house. A local charity built it for me, filling the gaps with plywood. Within a few months, I had a plywood one-room house that looked something like the backyard sheds Americans typically store their lawnmowers and gardening tools in. I was very grateful to have a roof over my head again. However, my new home had no water for me to wash myself, and my toilet was just a hole in the ground covered with a piece of plywood, which did not stop the smell or the flies. The hole dropped my poop down the hillside towards the river. One day, a bunch of people from Zuloo came asking about my toilet. I did not believe them at first when they said they wanted to bring fresh water to my house and install a toilet, sink, and a shower for me. They said they could also build a septic system behind my house since I lived too far from the town's sewer pipes. At first, I did not believe them, but my sister and my bishop said they were for real, and that this is what Zuloo does. Zuloo builds toilets all around the world. A few months later, Zuloo showed up and got everything done, including a new flushing toilet, a shower, and a sink with water so I can wash my hands. I am so happy Zuloo came to Puerto Rico, and I'm so happy for my toilet. Muchas gracias, Zuloo.
Well, that is a difficult story. I mean, any natural disaster, I think it's one of those areas that we don't think of sanitation, right? When a natural disaster hits, sanitation is like, I don't know. It just, for me, it doesn't come to mind. And here Cesar is.
Well, Puerto Rico, I mean, a lot of people don't realize, Puerto Rico, a lot of places were without power for like 7, 8, 9 months.
It's a long time.
Without power. And then, also no water.
Right.
And so you had, and then FEMA, the government response was like a disaster by itself. They didn't, and that was part of the, I don't know if you remember the big revolution they had in 2019.
Yeah.
I had just moved down there and, they had like 1 million people on the streets angry because they found out that the government had all these supplies and they had paid all the money that had been donated by the federal government to help relief. None of it went. None of it went to rebuild houses or schools or any of it. It just went into these stupid, anyway, super corrupt,
Super.
you know?
Yeah.
I mean, your traditional, I mean, it was kind of sad because, I mean, it's your traditional Latin America kind of corruption, old fashioned,
Right.
you know, cronyism and all that stuff. But anyway, so Cesar's story was interesting because, it had been, you know, Hurricane Maria was like 2017 and here it was, you know, 2020, right? And he's still living like this. And we're like, well, we're going to build a toilet, right?
Right.
And so it was really great because we got a lot of just local neighbor support, you know, donating labor and materials and obviously some donors for Zuloo and no, it was great. It was kind of a cool little project and had a plumber donate some materials. They had a local ecclesiastical bishop that donated, you know, his wife donated a bunch of, I mean, because we built the toilet and then she came in and like gave him like some towels and some, like a rug and just you know, made it look like, oh, it looks like a nice toilet, right?
Right.
And which he had never had that before, you know. And what this story doesn't say, I mean, Cesar, am I saying it right? Cesar?
Yeah.
And he, you know, he's kind of, I mean, he's mentally handicapped as well. He's not like,
he's able to live on his own, but he has a mild cognition
but he's not able
impairment.
To he's not able to have a job or anything like that. So anyway, it was kind of a fun project. And in fact, we highlighted him in our 2021 benefit report, which is on our website, zuloo.org. You can read more about it. And plus, I think we have on our blog, on our website, we've got his story up as well. So
yeah. And we've got photos of what we did, I think we've even got some photos of what it looked like before. And I mean, just the like
before
small
and after. Wow. Yeah.
Changes,
the 2020 report showed what it looks like before. And then this shows
what we did,
what it happened, what it looks like now. So anyway, but it's kind of a cool little story, but, anyway, yeah.
He's not alone, though. That's the thing, is that there are still many Puerto Ricans who are in the situation that he was in, where they still don't have really livable conditions. And especially
40% of the island is still below the poverty line.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is hard to imagine, but I mean, you fly into San Juan and it looks like, oh, it's like urban, ritzy hotels. You don't really get that, but you drive up into the hills and that's where you see it. Yeah. You know, outside in the countryside. But anyway, Puerto Rico.
We're doing good. We've even got a couple of extra missions for 2022 that we're looking to do. Zuloo is, so we're excited. Both we hope to return to India, but also some other projects in other countries on the horizon in the works. So Cesar will not be alone and in just having a better life because of Zuloo, having a toilet.
Well, I hope one of the missions is going to my parents' house and ripping out that toilet that I have to sit on the angle on. It's ruining my life. But so yeah.
Okay, all right. You put them up. We'll see what Zuloo can do.
Okay,
we'll see what we can do.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Zuloo Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Zuloo Podcast. Follow us on social media at our links in the show notes below. To learn more, visit our website, zuloo.org. If you liked the podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. For even more Zuloo fun, send us an email with your toilet stories to podcast@zuloo.com for a chance to be featured on the podcast. This episode of the Zuloo Podcast is sponsored by Zuloo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water, and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at zuloo.com.